Yes, Glasgow. Love this city, man. It's so good to be back in Scotland, to be honest, right? Because I started the year, went over to Australia, went over there to do like Melbourne, Sydney Comedy Festival and that. Very exciting, right? It was a big deal for me. It was the first time I got to go to another country to do comedy, right? Which means it was the first time I ever had to fill out a working visa to get into a country, because usually I'm just going on holiday. And it's very scary, that form, to get into Australia, right? There's loads of questions. The big one is, they really want to know if you're a criminal, right? So it's like, have you had any prior convictions? And they're all there, right? Burglary, everything's there, right? And I'll be honest, given the history of that country, I genuinely didn't know if they wanted me to tick yes or no. I was like, oh, fuck it. I didn't want them to think I'm a pussy. Put me down for an assault. Get my rep up a bit here. The guy at the border was like, this assault? Was it racially motivated? I went, yes. And he was like, I'll get in, mate. The first place I landed in Australia was Perth, right? And if you've never been, Perth's big thing is that it's the most isolated city in the world, and it fucking feels like it. And because of that, in this country, if I say the word junkie, right, immediately what you think of is a heroin addict, right? That's our thing. We're very good at it in Scotland, right? We made a film about it, right? We're class at it, right? Now, the thing about heroin, of course, it's a horrible drug, very scary, right? But the good thing about it is it does make the people that take it very docile. You know what I mean? You didn't really feel like getting up too much after a good batch, The problem with Perth is it's so far away from anywhere else that, none of the cartels bother to go there. So there's, no heroin, no cocaine, nothing like that, right? But what you can make anywhere, if you've got a kitchen, is meth. Right? And I know I've framed that in such a way that sounds like I'm going to be like, and if you stay around to the end of the show, I've got a great recipe. But meth is everywhere, and if you've never been around meth, it does not make people docile. No. Meth heads are up for a wee adventure. Couldn't believe it, man. The first time I got to Perth, I was wandering around the city centre, and I was like, oh my God, this city has so many silent discos. And I was like, wait a minute, none of these people are wearing headphones. And I think that guy's bleeding. So that was the first place I went, right? And of course, if anyone's been, it's a 24-hour flight. You land, you're upside down, the water's going the other way. You don't know what time it is. You don't know if it's New Year or New York, right? So I landed at about 7 p.m. Perth time, right? My agent had organised for me the next morning at 6 a.m. to be on a local Perth radio station to promote the shows that I was there to do, right? So, of course, I don't know what is happening. They're very nice. They sent a taxi to the hotel to pick me up. Right, I just got in it blindly. It could have been the fake taxi for all I know, I don't know if I was going to get pumped or dropped off, but I got in. But anyway, I get to the station, it's all nice. They're being really nice to me. They get me coffee, they're making me feel dead comfortable and that, right? And what I didn't know, I'd never done live radio before, but it makes sense, when they're bringing you in to do your live interview and that, they have to play a pre-recorded bit of radio while they're getting you set up. But when you're in the studio, you can't hear that, right? Someone can hear it in their headphones, but you can't hear it. And what I had no idea, they were playing this pre-recorded kind of interview debate piece about the Australian women's football team, right? They call them the Matildas. And it was quite a heated debate thing. I had no idea, right? So I get brought in, and it's a female presenter on the thing, and she brings me in, she's like, I'm joined here by Scottish stand-up comedian Connor Burns. He's doing some shows in Perth, but before we get to that, Connor, why do you think women's sports isn't taken seriously? Excuse me? I thought you were going to ask me if I miss Iron Brew. Didn't realise I was here to fix the gender pay gap. I would have revised, And you know what? She saw that I was panicking and starting to squirm a bit, and she was fucking loving it. She was like, "I'm a stand-up comedian, lost for words, first time for everything on." I was like, fuck! My career was disappearing in front of me, right? And I'm convinced in my panic, I came out with the single worst possible answer to that question anyone could have said, right? I just started to panic. I was like, I'll watch women do anything. She looked at me, she was like, Then I panicked again. I was like, no, like, I'll watch men as well. I'd been in the country for less than 12 hours. I've just told thousands of people on morning radio that I'm a peeping Tom. I'd done 4 shows in Perth, not a single woman came to any of them. Apparently it wasn't safe. Just a bunch of angry guys. It was like an Andrew Tate convention. It was sad. I really did enjoy my time there, man. I got to do some of the best gigs in my career over there as well. They really spoiled me. I got to perform at the Sydney Opera House, right? Yeah, I know. I'm very working class, right? And I'll be honest with you, as a working class person, there's a wee voice, you know, when you get a big opportunity like that to play at the Opera House, there's always that wee voice in your head that's just going, who the fuck do you think you are? Do you think these people give a shit what you've got to say, really? Right? And I started to get nervous. I was freaking out. It was being filmed for Australian TV. I was really starting to get nervous, right? So I went and found one of the other comedians who was also going to be on the show, and he's a mate of mine. And I went, mate, I'm freaking out a wee bit here, all right? I'm starting to get to myself. And he went, oh, Connor, you know what's wrong with you, right? And I always stick around for the end of that sentence. Yeah. Nothing like being diagnosed by someone who I also know is mentally ill, right? He was like, you know what's wrong with you, mate? He went, you've got imposter syndrome. Right? Have we heard this? Because it used to be, if you were shite at something, rightfully, you were ashamed of yourself, right? But, you know, don't let lack of talent hold you back now. But I'll be honest, I was quite excited when I found out that I had imposter syndrome, right? And I was like, this could be good for the brand, shift a few tickets, you know? I was excited. Plus, I'll be honest, I thought, well, maybe I can get myself a disabled parking badge here. Because I live in the centre of Edinburgh, fucking nightmare trying to get parked through there. I went down to the DVLA office, right? I went in, the guy was like, what exactly is the condition that you have? And I went, oh, buddy. I'm actually struggling right now with imposter syndrome. He went, and you think that entitles you to a disabled parking badge, do you? And I went, oh, to be honest, mate, now that you've put it like that, I kind of feel like I don't even deserve to be here. He went, Connor, this is one of the worst cases I've ever seen. You park wherever you want, son. I loved my time in Australia, man. I really, really did. Has anyone here been to Australia? Couple, nice, man. Well, maybe you'll agree with me here. The thing I loved about Australia is I got to experience something over there as a Scotsman that I've never experienced here, right? I got to be exotic. And I'll be honest with you, it's class, right? Because they love the Scottish accent, right? But by way of making some noise, anyone here who isn't Scottish or that, do you find the Scottish accent sexy? You know what the fucked up part is? I actually agree with you. I think it's all bullshit that Hollywood has like tricked women into thinking that Scottish accent's sexy. Because I know my girlfriend's American. She was all excited when she first came here. She's like, I'm gonna fall in love with a Scotsman. Like the idea of a Scottish accent, there's not one. You know what I mean? Imagine being American, coming over here, love-struck eyes, and being like, I want to meet a nice Scotsman. And you end up getting shagged by some guy for Fife. Say, oh, I keep going like that, I'm going to kick in my brakes, eh? That's a mood killer, that. You know what? My agent specifically asked me not to make any of the jokes in this too Scottish. Because she's like, we don't know what part of the world people are going to be watching it, but I was like, I'm keeping that one in. Because the idea of someone in like Tennessee watching this and be like, what the hell is kicking my brinks? Sounds a little fruity to me. It's not just Scottish that gets like a wee leg up from Hollywood as well. I think Hollywood's done a lot of good for Irish as well, right? Because the Americans are always like, oh my God, Irish guys, oh, it's so sexy, it's so hot. Right? I cannot think of anything more sexually terrifying than going to bed with someone with a Belfast accent. Just put your trousers next to mine. Lay back, I'm gonna blow you away. That's scary. By the way, has anyone seen that viral video about the taxi driver in Belfast? Has anyone seen this? Oh man, it was nuts. So this taxi driver is also like a bit of a gangster, but he drives taxis on the side, right? And he picks up a guy, and unbeknownst to him, the guy gets in, and it's a guy that owes him drug money. Right, so the Belfast taxi driver goes into his glove compartment and takes out a handgun, right? Forgetting that his cab is being filmed, and starts shaking down this passenger, right? And it starts out dead scary. He's like, you know you owed me that money. I've got half a mind to drive you down here and take your kneecaps, lad. Right? But then, the reason I love this clip is it turns into the most Irish back and forth you've ever seen in your life. Because it starts out dead scary, right? And then eventually the guy in the back starts to cry. And the driver just goes, sure now, there's no need to cry. We all make mistakes, lad. Pull yourself together. I'll give you another fortnight, but then I'm coming for the kneecaps. Oh, wow, how reasonable. But it's great, man. Having the Scottish accent, it's absolutely nuts over there. Like, they really do like it over in Australia. Like, I was wandering about one day, just in Sydney, right? And this woman came up to ask for directions. And she's like, excuse me, do you know the way to Darling Harbour? And I'd been, so I went, oh, aye, no worries. I just go to the bottom of the street and then turn right. And she went, oh, my God. Are you Scottish? Yeah, I was like, oh, here we go. You know? Because I'm not a piece of meat. It's like, why do they never ask me how I feel? I've got a long-term girlfriend, right? And like, I was not over there trying to catch any snapper, right? That's not my modus operandi. So I was over there and I was like, I don't know how to deal with flirting, I'll be honest, because I've never been flirted with in this country. Right? Because I know what I look like. I'm not the best looking guy, not the worst looking guy, just aggressively plain. My best mate summed it up perfectly. He was like, Connor, do you know what you look like? Do you know when you start playing a computer game? And you get your character. But you haven't changed any of the settings yet. So you look like player one. Right? So I'm not used to being flirted with, right? And Aussie women, they're very direct with their flirting. I couldn't handle it, right? And I love my girlfriend. I wasn't going to do anything stupid. So I came up with a wee plan, right? Anytime an Aussie woman started flirting with me, I would just nip it right in the bud by pretending to be South African. Now, I like South African people, man. They're good people, but you've got to admit, that's an unshaggable accent. It's too percussive and angry. It's scary, you know? Like, you imagine she asked me for directions, like, excuse me, do you know the way to Darling Harbour? I'm just like, yeah, no problem, I can take you there myself, Why are you running away? I'm trying to help you. Come on, take me back to your place. Maybe I could shoot you through the bathroom door. I'll just let that one digest. And by the way, to the one or two sick people that tried to start a round of applause there, I love you with all my heart. Although that is a scary joke to get a clap on, right? Because it's very dark in here, and part of me is like, oh my God, maybe he's here and he's running towards me, you know? That might be his wee spatula feet on the tiles. I looked him up recently, Oscar Pistorius, not like in the yellow pages, like, mate, what are you doing? Because, like, I was quite young when all that happened, and I knew, like, he was a horrible guy. I knew he'd killed his girlfriend, but I didn't know that much about him, right? Obviously, he's a sprinter, so fast in the Paralympics that they put him into the Olympics, right? Unbelievable. Anyone know what Oscar Pistorius ran 100 metres in? 10.9 seconds, which is rapid. Legged. But unlegged. Unbelievable. Unheard of, right? And I was going down on this wee wormhole looking this stuff up, and then I also discovered the fastest female sprinter of all time, right? Anyone know what she runs 100 metres in? A wee bikini. To be honest, that one's kind of just for me. No, I looked it up. She runs it in 10.7 seconds, right? She's 0.2 of a second quicker than Pistorius, which is amazing. Very, very impressive, right? But, like, 0.2 of a second, that's not much, right? That's like, you know, a bad start, a wee slip, a sneeze, right? And the fastest woman of all time, running full pelt, could still be overtaken by a guy with spatulas for feet. Now, I'm just presenting you with some information. But I'll be honest, when I read that, the first thing that popped into my mind was, you know, maybe, just maybe, that is why women's sports isn't taken seriously. Right, I understand the women are a bit pissed off now, right? I'm just messing about. This is a God's honest truth. I made all of the numbers up there. None of that's true. The fastest female sprinter is actually an entire second quicker than Oscar Pistorius. But you didn't care about that. You believed me. Because I'm a man. All right? And I want to be clear, sisters, I think that's fucked up. But it doesn't make it any less true. All right? I'm very lucky to have my girlfriend. I mentioned her earlier, right? I feel like some of you know why I'm lucky to have her now, having listened to what you've just heard. I love her to bits, and she's so ridiculously out of my league, it's embarrassing, right? But not even just like looks-wise, intellectually, she's on a whole other level. For a starter, she has a proper job. Yeah, she's a criminal defence lawyer. Yeah, I know, which is handy. It does get a bit annoying though, because it does mean I can never complain about my job to her. You know what I mean? I can't go home after a bad gig and be like, they didn't really laugh at my Oscar Pistorius joke. She's like, oh cool, I had to sit opposite a rapist today. I'm like, oh well, sounds like we both had tough ones. It's not a competition, honey. I don't know how she does it. Criminal defence, that must take it out of you, man. Like, she's used to sitting opposite the most low-life, lying sack of shit. Right? Then she finishes her breakfast and has to go be a lawyer. It's funny though, man, because like she's in a very male-dominated industry, right? Most lawyers tend to be middle-aged guys, right? And she puts up with some shit in the workplace. She's told me some horrible stories. You know, she's fully qualified. Guys just assume that she's like a secretary, send her on coffee runs and that, and it's bullshit. And I know that some of the women in this room have had to deal with that kind of shit, and I'm sorry. All right? And I have to say this, equal pay, equal work, I'm with you. All right? Despite that earlier sports joke. But if we are going to be completely honest with ourselves here, ladies, equality is a two-way street. And I think we need to address the fact that there's a few places in life where maybe yous have had it a wee bit easier than us. And if we're really going to have equality, we need to fix them as well. All right? Do you feel the tension in the room right now? Don't think I don't feel it. Oh, I feel it. Makes me so horny. I know what's happening right now. Every woman in the room is sitting there going, just you be very fucking careful. what you say next, you little prick, all right? Right, and let me try and win you back here, right? I genuinely think that women have had it a wee bit easier than men in the bedroom, right? Now let me dig myself out of this hole. Right, and I need to preface this by saying that I can only really talk about straight women here. Right, and it's not because I'm trying to exclude any lesbians that might be in the room. It's just that I'm 29 years old, and if I'm being completely honest, I have no idea what the fuck you guys get up to. I love the lesbians. Honestly, it is my lifelong dream to just have like a big group of lesbian pals. Imagine being the only straight guy in a group of lesbians. What a fucking laugh you would have. You know, just me and the gals out and about. You know, we've got so many shared interests, you know. We all like the golf. Right? We all love Fanny. It would be a laugh. And if there are any lesbians here, genuinely, I want you to know I'm a huge fan of the movement. I watch all the films. I'm actually sending money to a couple of girls on OnlyFans right now. Yeah, I'm actually sponsoring a couple of lesbians, that's right. Yeah, $5 a month. Aye. I was sending it to a starving African boy, but, you know, he was getting it for 4 years. Not once did I get a video of a carrot going up his arse. So I'm sorry, wee man, it's a buyer's market. The reason I want lesbian pals is because I've just got some questions. The main one I want to know, I'm desperate to understand, is how do lesbians know when sex is finished? Yeah, think about it, yeah. You know, because it's very obvious in a straight relationship, at least it is in my household. Usually over very quickly, with a muttered apology, and then the sad collection of a towel. Now you just stay there, honey, I'll get it. No, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I just want to know, how do you know it's over? I assume you're just going at it, having an amazing time. Oh, multiple orgasms over and over all night. Eventually, one of you is just like, we should probably pack this in. Top Gear starts in 10 minutes. I don't know. But I do think that straight women have had it a wee bit easier than straight men in the bedroom, right? And now let me explain myself. Because as a woman, right, the first time you go down on a man, right, no doubt that must be scary. Of course it must be scary. But you've got to admit, willies, very simple. Dead easy to figure out, you know? Yeah, a willy is like an iPhone. As soon as it's in your hand, you know how to work it. Whereas on the other hand, you know, lads, I know we don't like to talk about this, but listen, I'll speak up, brothers. Right? I'll be the canary in the coal mine here. The first time you go down on a nice lady, it's fucking terrifying. You know, you're down there, you're alone, it's dark. You can't see it, but you can sense its presence. It's like the predator when it takes its mask off. Maybe if I stay still, it can't see me. Arnie's in the corner like, if it bleeds, we can kill it! But what do, lads? We man up, we stick our face in, and we learn on the job. Yes. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. Right, you just start doing like, maybe I'll start doing the alphabet with my tongue. Maybe she's a C. Start throwing in all different kinds of wee patterns. Try a swastika, I don't know. Maybe she's into that. And look, I'll be honest, right? Maybe I am doing it wrong. But fucking hell, you're no half doing there for a while, eh? Bloody ridiculous. Because I feel like we're all friends now, Glasgow, I'll be honest, right? I come fast. Right? And it's led to me being described as a selfish lover. And I'm like, I think that's bullshit. How is that selfish, right? You know, I know you're busy, honey. Right? You've got court in the morning. Let's get this over and done with. Get a good sleep, all right? I'll tell you what's selfish, sending me down there for 20 minutes gasping for air like Jacques Cousteau. It's a ridiculous amount of time to be doing anything, honestly. And halfway through, you've got to shout up for that wee match report. What's happening up there, darling? She's like, just keep going, I'm getting closer. So is that closer or close? Says, you're getting closer, I'm down here getting fucking lockjaw, all right? Bloody ridiculous, man. I mean, I went down on my girlfriend once, right? And when I came back up, Liz Truss had resigned. So I'm sure you'll be very glad to know I've thought about this at length, all right? And I think what needs to happen is the first time a man is about to go down on a nice lady, right, what needs to happen is on the way down, someone just needs to slip on a wee headset on him, right? And then somewhere in an air traffic control tower is a lesbian, right? I thought about putting a guy up there, but that's just the blind leading the blind, right? We need someone who knows where everything is and how it works. Right? Picture it, it'll be amazing, right? You're about to go down on this lady, right? Someone slips on the wee headset. You just hear, psh, okay, Connor, just stay calm. All right, I know you've never done this before, but if you listen to me very carefully, I will get you down safely, okay? My name's Connie from Aer Lingus. Just call me Connie Lingus. So stupid. All right, Connor, if you look down, you should see the landing strip, okay? Can you see that? Right, that's good, Connor. If you look down to your left now, you should see a flap. Lift that. Underneath there's a wee red button. Give that a push. Let me know what happens. She's shaking! You've done well, Connor. I'm going to leave you from here. I'm like, thank you, Connie. You get yourself up the road. Top Gear starts in 10 minutes. My girlfriend is class, though. But she is way, way smarter than me, right? It's embarrassing, right? Because I don't know if you guys have picked up on this, but I'm a fucking idiot. Right? Like, I can hold a conversation, I can get by, but, like, I'd say once a week, I do something so fucking stupid that, like, I look about afterwards and go, fuck, I hope nobody saw that. You know? I had one of the worst ones ever a couple of weeks ago. It was in Glasgow, right? I was wandering around the city centre and I saw a guy walking a wee dog, right? And the wee dog had a jacket on and the jacket said deaf dog, right? Okay. So I ran over and I was like, oh my God, how long has he been deaf for? And the guy went, what? And I went, like, was he born deaf or did he have a wee accident? What happened? And the guy went, what? And then I realised I'm a fucking idiot. I went, oh, sorry, oh no, sorry, you're deaf and the dog's to help, all right. I was like, well, to be honest, mate, that's not really that clear, you know? You know, from over the street, it really does look like it's the dog that's deaf. Right? Because, you know, blind people, it doesn't say blind dog, it says see and eye dog. So if anything, Jake, it should really say hear and ear dog. And the guy went, what? And I was like, oh no, I'm making an arse of this. Oh, I started panicking, I looked down at the dog, I was like, mate, tell him I said sorry. Eventually the guy took his AirPods and went, listen mate, stop talking to my dog, it's deaf. And I know I've been a bit harsh on women in the show, right? And I hope you know I'm just pissing about. I happen to think men are much fucking stupider, all right? But guys that have absolutely no business whatsoever cheating, cheat. And that's what's weird to me. You know, like, what people are like, oh my God, Brad Pitt cheated on Angelina Jolie. You're like, well, aye, he's Brad Pitt. He could shag me if he wanted. Fucking Brad Pitt, all right? I don't know if you guys know this. This is God's honest truth, right? Stephen Hawking cheated on his wife with his nurse. I'm sorry, I'll say that again. Stephen Hawking cheated on his wife with his nurse. I'll be honest, right? I don't know how much Stephen had to do with that affair. But it just pisses me off because everyone talks about him like so positively just because he was clever. I'm like, we're glazing over the fact that he was actually a dirty little bastard. And I tell you what, I hope there is a stairway to heaven. And I hope hell's got a ramp, right? I love my girlfriend, as I was saying earlier, man. But funny thing is, right, we're from different classes, you know. I'm very working class. She's very much like upper middle class, you know. And she's American. She went to all these like, you know, fee-paying private international schools, right? I went to a piece of shit state high school through in Edinburgh. It was awful. We're always at like bottom of leaderboards for school stuff. Right? My school had to cancel sports day one year because they found a hypodermic needle in the sandpit. And the fucked up part was I remember my PE teacher being like, lads, just jump over it. Come on, think of it as an incentive. In first place with 2.9 metres, Jamie, great effort, son. All right. In last place with hepatitis. Wee Gary, unlucky, mate, unlucky. Better luck next year, if you're still here. It's funny though, because she's kind of making me middle class. You know, like she's got all these wee middle class hobbies and stuff. Like a big one that she loves is she loves to go shopping in vintage shops. Remember back in the day where those were called charity shops? And you'd get bullied if somebody saw you come out one. Now it's 45 quid for a pair of Levi's with somebody else's skid marks on them. When did that big rebrand happen? My girlfriend will brag about stuff that she found in charity shops, right? And I think that's a mad thing to brag about. Like, she'll be like, you'll never believe what I found. Vintage YSL handbag, easily worth £500. Got it for a £5. And, like, people are like, oh, my God, that's amazing. So you shouldn't be bragging about that. Imagine if I went to the pub with my mates. I was like, lad, you'll never believe what I got up to today. Right? Went into Dementia UK. Stole 495 quid. As I say, you know, staying with someone who's from a bit larger class than you, she's upper middle class, right? And she's kind of dragging me up to the middle classes, right? And I really thought, with my background, I've got such a chip on my shoulder that I'd have to be dragged there. I'm not like these toffs, right? And I'll be honest with you, Glasgow, now that I'm kind of on my way there, it is fucking better, all right? I love being better than most people. It's class. Right? And that is, man. I quite like it. She's moved us into a dead, trendy area. We live in the West End of Edinburgh now, right? It's quite trendy. I'll be honest with you, as someone that grew up on a council estate, I actually miss the fear a wee bit. You know what I mean? You kind of learn to love it. Like, I still get paid cash for a lot of gigs, and, you know, getting home after the gig was always like my own wee Squid Game. Because you start to learn a place. You know, you're like, oh, I can't go down Stabby Alley after about 9. No, everyone knows that's where Rapey John sleeps. And I'm not getting caught again. Fool me once, John. I couldn't even imagine getting mugged where I live now. It would be embarrassing, you know? Just a couple of gender-neutral vegans run out of an alley. One of them pulls a knife, I just pull out a pepperami. I'm like, this is real meat, get back, I will use it. Be like something out of West Side Story getting mugged where I live. And they'd come out like, Oh, you came to the wrong part of town, guy. Come on, get 'em, thems. It'd be bloody embarrassing. I feel like this is a point in the show, you know, I'd quite like to talk about my dad, right, because he is a Glaswegian guy. He's a good lad as well, man. He's 74, right? And I say I'm working class, he's proper working class, you know, he came for nothing, worked in the shipyards, left school before he even sat an exam, right? He's a great, great guy, I love him, right? But because, you know, he's 74, Glaswegian, extremely working class, he's got some opinions. Not all of them are particularly fashionable right now. You know? But doesn't mean he's an evil guy, right? And no one in here better be judging him, because I tell you right now, I guarantee every single family, we've all got that person. Usually an uncle you tuck away at functions. You know? And that doesn't mean they're evil people, it doesn't mean they've got a bad heart or that, you know? It just means, generally, I didn't introduce them to my black mates. He's just from a very different generation, you know? Like, he looks at my generation as if we're fucking useless, you know? And I'll be honest, we haven't done much to disprove him. Especially, I really started noticing it during the pandemic, right? He was hitting me with all this stuff where he was like, come on, Connor, you're 28 now, right? What's your plan for getting on the property ladder? And I was like, plan? To be honest, Dad, I was kind of hoping you would die of COVID. I really had all my financial eggs in that basket. I thought it was a given, you know? Mid-70s, ex-chain smoker. I was like, this has got to eat easy. Every day I went round to visit him during the pandemic. I've never visited him every day in his life. Sometimes I'll go straight for an illegal rave right to his. Start licking door handles and that. Come on, let's free up some housing. Every time I went round, he looked better. I was like, what's happening, Benjamin Button? I love people in his generation, man. By way of making some noise, who in here is, let's say, over 50? A few of yous. Be proud, right? Yous are class. Yous are the best generation, right? Because I'm 29 now. I'm a millennial. I tell you right now, I'd much rather go out for a drink with the over 50s than I would people my age. God, you go out for a drink with people my age, it brings you down. Like, all right, mate, how have you been? Long time no see. It's like, oh my God, I'm so glad you asked. I'm actually really struggling with my anxiety. Oh, for fuck's sake. Only came out for a pint. You didn't get any of that shite when you go out with the over 50s. None of yous are worried about your mental health. No, yous are worried about your health. I didn't care that I've been hiding depression from my own family for 30 years. It's my knee. Never used to click like that. You hear that? Everyone over 50's got a dodgy knee. It's when they both go, that's sad, you know? Got to walk about like Elton John at Glastonbury. Tell you though, the generation that I feel like actually a bit sorry for because of the last few years and stuff is the generation after mine, right? They're called Gen Z. Do we have any Gen Zs in? Nice! With the confidence of someone who thought there was going to be way more. Can I ask how old you are? 21, nice one. Did you mean to come to the gig or are you chasing a Pokemon on your phone? I think there's a wee Pikachu down the front here. You know, but even younger than that, you know, if you're like a teenager now, if you're like 17, 18 right now, how the hell are you supposed to be optimistic about the world? You know, you're looking at it and you're like, oh my God, the planet's dying. World War III's kicking off. The government's collapsing in front of us. What are we going to do? Let's just do a wee TikTok dance. Come on. Come on. Let's get this trending. Maybe the adults will see it. They'll know what to do. Hashtag twerk for Ukraine. That's the problem with Gen Z, though. The problem is, like, they didn't come to a problem with any, like, solutions or any actual answers. All they care about is raising awareness. We're making this TikTok to raise awareness because the planet is sad. Awareness means fuck all. Right, we know that. Like, we need a proper solution to the problem. Like, if I woke up tomorrow morning, right, and I couldn't get a hard on, for example. Just off the top of my head. I wouldn't go stand at a bus stop with my willy in my hand, like, sorry, lads, just trying to raise a wee bit of awareness here. Like, go to the doctor, you creep. I tried, I'm not allowed back there anymore. It's crazy, man. I feel genuinely sorry, though, man. If you're a teenager right now, you're fucked. Because any time a teenager does, like, speak up and they're like, I want to be the change in the world. You know, the rest of us have made it perfectly clear that we couldn't give a fuck. If you don't believe me, just look at how the world reacted to Greta Thunberg. Right? One day, this 15-year-old Swedish girl came on TV and she just went, maybe we shouldn't put the plastic bags on the dolphins' faces. And everyone over the age of 40 just went, will someone get this uppity little bitch an iPad? It's making me sick, actually. Listen, Greta, when I was 15, we'd have been out shagging dolphins, right? That was a proper childhood, right? You don't know you're born! It's a fucking mental way to react to someone that's trying to fix the planet. But the thing about that, look, when it comes to healing the planet and fixing the ozone layer and all that, of course I want to do that. Of course I do. You'd be mental if you didn't want to do that. You know, if I have kids, I want them to enjoy the earth the same way I got to enjoy it. Right? But I do think it's bullshit that it gets put on, you know, me and you, like normal people. I bet you're all nice, reasonable people. You're all at home doing your bit, you know, washing out your yogurt pots, running about with a wee bag for life, as if it makes any bit of difference. You know, meanwhile, China is on fire. Pisses me off, man. You know, we're doing all this stuff. Meanwhile, thousands of miles up there, right? You've got Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, literally racing each other to Mars. Right? In the world's biggest dick measuring contest. Burning thousands and thousands of gallons of jet fuel. Meanwhile, I'm down here on Earth in a 1-litre Ford Fiesta. Try to suck a McDonald's milkshake through a fucking paper straw. How the fuck is that fair? It's ridiculous. I'm sick of being told by billionaires that we need to reduce our single-use plastic. Oh. Tell me right now, what do you think is worse for the ocean? Me chucking away a straw, or them going down there on a single-use submarine? Too soon? And look, can we just agree as a society that the paper straw, not fit for purpose? We've not fixed that problem, we've just made a new problem. All right? It's ridiculous, especially against a powerful enemy like the McDonald's milkshake. I don't know what they're putting in that, but it's like liquid concrete. I nearly passed out in my car trying to drink one of them. Like, no, I can feel it, it's coming. Put your windy up, my straw's getting soft. Just need more blood in my legs, I can do this. Mentioned my dad earlier, man. He genuinely, though, as much as he gives me a hard time, he's my absolute hero, right? He's one of the funniest guys ever. He's got that typical Glasgow thing of, like, he's at his absolute funniest when he does not mean to be funny. I remember one time, he drinks in this wee bowling club, right? And he goes up once every month or so, right? And one time I went up with him, and he ran into an old pal who he hadn't seen for a few years. Right? And he was on his way down the corridor, and he goes, "Oh, Stevie, how you doing, pal?" Blah, blah, blah. Right? Now, in the couple years that they hadn't seen each other, Stevie had had the worst turn of events. He's like, "Oh, you know, the cancer came back and took my Margaret. Oh. Then my laddie was in that horrible accident where he crashed into my other lad and they both died." You know, and you're like, Jesus Christ, Stevie. I watched the life drain out of my dad's eyes. You know, it was as if to say, he was like, "I'll be honest, Stevie, I was just going for a piss, right? I was being polite and you're taking the arse out a wee bit here." Right? But he didn't say that. My dad listened. He was very nice, very patient, very compassionate, right? And then he got to the end. Stevie had finished his big story, right? And my dad just looked at him, paused for a wee second and went, patted him on the shoulder. He just went, "Oh, well, Stevie, you can only piss with the cock you've got." And then just bout turned and fucked off. Just left me there with Stevie. My condolences. But he is, man, he's a great guy. So this story, right, it happens last Christmas and New Year, the one that's just passed, right? It was a big deal. I was supposed to go over to just outside Montreal. My girlfriend's parents live there. She's American, but they live in Canada now, right? And we were supposed to go over for Christmas and New Year. And it was a really big deal. I'd met them, but I'd never spent a big period of time with them, and it was going to be really nice, right? We get over there, and we're supposed to come home on the 9th of January, right? My entire family, mum, dad, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, everybody, they'd all organised to go on a family holiday to Spain on the 5th of January, right? So I'd get back, they'd already all be away. I'll be honest, I took the hint. Message received, all right? Right, so we're having an amazing time in Canada. I'm getting on like a house on fire with my in-laws and stuff. It's great. And then at 2 a.m, on the morning of the 5th of January, I got a phone call, middle of the night, and I pick it up. It's my sister. She's in floods of tears. And she just goes, Connor, we're at the airport. It's Dad. He's having a stroke. And I was like, oh, shit. Right? And I paused for a second. And I was like, well, maybe he's just nervous about the flight. Let him finish, you know? I know it wasn't the time for a wank joke, but I deal with tragedy through humour, right? She was like, no, Connor, I'm really scared, like, that someone's working on him, we're waiting for the paramedics, we're really scared we're going to lose him and that, right? So immediately, you know that when you get a horrible phone call like that, you just get like a surge of adrenaline and you go into problem-solving mode, right? So I got up, the whole house got up, her parents were up, everyone's crying and that, right? So then I realised, like, right, first thing I need to do, I need to change my flight home to today. I need to get home. Right, so I get on the phone to British Airways, right? I'm on hold for like 40 minutes. Eventually, I get through to the British Airways call centre, right, which is in a part of Britain called Mumbai. Right. Now, I'll be honest with you, right? For legal and career reasons, I absolutely cannot do that guy's accent. But I want you to know that what is happening right now in your head, it was exactly that, all right? It's the most stereotypical Indian accent I've ever heard in my life, right? And of course, he's hitting me with that. I'm Scottish and in them floods of tears, right? So I'm unintelligible as well, right? So we're butting heads trying to get through each other. Eventually, this guy's like, look, I can change your flight home to today, but it's going to cost you £750, right? And I was like, I don't care, it's my dad. Do it, let's go, I need to get home, right? So I'm now looking at a 9-hour flight back to Edinburgh Airport with no phone signal, no idea what's happened to my dad. It was absolutely horrible, right? So the first thing I do when I touch down, I get straight on the phone to my sister. I'm like, what's happening? How is he? What's happening? Right? And she's like, it's no good, Connor. They're running all these tests. They still think he's had a stroke. Like, he's getting worked on by the stroke team right now. And she's like, we're really scared. Please just get here. Right? So I just go straight from the airport to the hospital. Get in there, get to the waiting room. All my brothers and sisters are standing around, whole family. Everyone's in tears, giving each other hugs. It's horrible, right? You know, at that point, I'm £750 down. Right? And I know that's harsh to bring up, but noteworthy, okay? I'm looking around at all my brothers and sisters and that. They've all just had to cancel a 2-week all-inclusive holiday with all their kids and all that, right? So between us, we're about 10 grand in the hole. Right? Eventually, we're standing about for hours, and eventually a nurse comes out to collect us, right? She's like, listen, are you the Burns family? I went, yeah. She went, I've got some fantastic news about your dad. We've ran all the tests, brain scans, blood tests, everything. Everything has come back completely normal, right? Your dad didn't have a stroke. What did happen was he had a very serious bout of vertigo. Yeah, you know, like from the 1940s. Now, of course, we were all happy that our dad was less ill than we thought he was. Of course we were. But I'll tell you, there was a glance exchanged amongst the brothers and sisters. Right? Now, the words were never spoken, but the subtext was definitely... Kind of feels like we've paid for a stroke here. I don't need to see him get wheeled out in a chair, but a wee bit of like, you know. Don't feel like we're asking for much here. It's 10 grand. Eventually, we're allowed to go in and see our dad, right? And he's lying there like a sack of tatties, right? He's been through the wars, right? And because he's like a working class Glaswegian guy, his first reaction isn't just to be happy that he's alive. You know, because he's inherently miserable, right? So the main thing he's dealing with is he's just so embarrassed that he caused all of this hoo-ha over vertigo. And I'll be honest with you, we did let him bathe in that for a wee bit, right? Of course, we were so happy to see him, like, obviously, but he's just, he can't believe that he's upset everybody like this, right? And of course, we'll be like, Dad, chill, right? Eventually, the doctor comes in to tell him that he can go home and all that. And he comes in, my dad starts apologising straight away. He's like, oh, doctor, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I've done all this. Oh, here I am lying in the stroke unit being seen by the best doctors in the hospital. He's like, you know, I might be lying here taking a bed off of somebody that's actually having a stroke. I really feel like I didn't even deserve to be in here. The doctor just went, Mr. Burns, have you been checked for imposter syndrome? I'll be honest, I had no idea it could be passed down like that. Glasgow, this has honestly been an absolute dream come true. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. There was nowhere else I wanted to film my first ever special than right here in one of the best comedy clubs in the country and the funniest city in the fucking world. All right, please, thank you so much.
Thank you for being out tonight during a cost of living crisis. I'm so grateful you're here, but let's be honest, you buying a ticket, a little fiscally irresponsible. You could have bought food. You could have bought a big bag of cheese for the same price. Or a little bag of ketamine. You had options, but you chose me. I'm very grateful. We have a cost of living crisis, and if you ask anyone over 70, they'll tell you it's because no one wants to work anymore. That's the problem. That's the problem with your generation. No one wants to work anymore. Back in my day, I'd work every day for a year, and you know what they paid me? $1. And I took that $1 and I bought a house and I bought an investment property and I put the other 87 cents in the bank. But no one wants to... Yeah, we don't want to work anymore because we don't get the same reward. That's why we choose lifestyle jobs like comedy and entertainment and OnlyFans. Just lifestyle. Now, does anyone not know OnlyFans? Okay, some guys pretending they don't know OnlyFans. All right. OnlyFans is the adult entertainment industry, but work from home. It's a good system, right? I'm very sex worker positive. I think it's a good system because these people get to choose their hours. They get to do it in the comfort of their own home with whoever they want, with whatever vegetables they have lying around. That's a good system. But 20 years ago, if you wanted to be in the porn industry, you'd have to go to Los Angeles and meet some pimp with a handlebar mustache, go to some dodgy house where there's 20 guys all oiled up and riddled with chlamydia, and you'd have to have sex with them all at once, right? But our generation, we don't do that. And you know why? Because no one wants to work anymore. That's the problem. With your generation, I used to do all the men for $1. I'm not above it, by the way, right? A few months ago, someone on Facebook hit me up and said, hey, can you send me a photo of your feet? And I'm like, that's not really my thing. They said $500. I'm like, maybe it's my thing. I'm open to it. But I don't judge my life based on material possessions, mainly because I don't really have access to them. I judge my life based on achievements and milestones. Like, I don't mean to brag, but a little while ago, I hit the big time. I married an American, which is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, according to Americans. They are so excited for me. Like, wow, you married an American. Your parents must be so proud. I'm like, they're a little concerned. They're worried about me. No, you could be an American now. Don't you want to be an American? Pew, pew, pew. I'm like, calm down. Okay, I don't have the confidence to be an American. I'm not qualified. Americans are confident people. Like, I was in America and I wanted to go to some fine dining restaurant, so I turned up at Pizza Hut. And a guy was coming outside and he held the door open for me. He said, after you, big dog. I'm 5'7". I've never been called big dog in my life. I'm like, me? He's like, yeah, come on through, big dog. I'm like, stop it. No, it's not me. I'm a little dog. Stop it. Get out of here. I'm not even a big, I don't even have a tail. Stop it. He's like, come on through. And he gave me a fist bump. And that confidence was contagious. All of a sudden, I felt that American confidence. And I felt 6 foot tall. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I am a big dog. I felt so confident. I walked into that Pizza Hut. I bought a family meal. That's how excited I was. My father-in-law was so pumped for me when I married his daughter. As a wedding gift, he bought me a Costco membership. That's a dowry in the state of Kentucky. It's like, that's a Costco membership. You can go to any Costco around the world. I'm like, why would I go to Costco when I'm overseas? You can get the best bagels in Costco. You got to buy 3,000, but they're the best bagels. You can get the best red wine from Italy in Costco. It's from a region in Italy called Kirkland. Kirkland, Italy. Best Italian wines. You can get a coffin in Costco. When I die, I want you to put me in that coffin, leave me in Costco, because that's my idea of heaven, amen. I'm like, mate, wait till you discover Aldi. You're going to have a great time. No membership needed. I've tried to live in America. It's hard to get onto the American system, right? They're very protective of their system. I went to get a phone number, asked for a SIM card, and they said, Sir, you can't get an American phone number until you have an American bank account. I'm like, no worries. So I went to the most American bank possible. I went to Bank of America. And they said, sir, you can't get an American bank account until you have a social security number first. I'm like, no worries. Went to the social security office. They're like, sir, you can't get a social security number until you have an American phone number. I'm like, I'm going to kill everyone. So I went to Walmart, bought a gun, no documents needed. Very easy. Americans also don't expect me when they hear Australian man. They think like alpha man, right? They think like Hugh Jackman and Chris Hemsworth and the dad from Bluey. Just proper alpha dogs. Now, I don't want to shock anyone, but I am not an alpha male. Don't argue. I'm not an alpha male, but I know how to find one. If you ever need an alpha male for any reason, it's very easy. All you have to do is find like an extension lead or a cable or a cord. And all you have to do is start to try to coil it. And what will happen is an alpha male will appear out of nowhere and tell you you're doing it wrong. That's not how you bloody coil it, mate. You've got to let the cable do the work. You follow that. If you really want to piss them off, you start doing it around your elbow. They'll have a conniption like, that's not how you bloody do it, mate. You've got to wreck the cable. And they turn into a car. I don't feel the need to be an alpha male, by the way. I feel like I've fulfilled my biological duty because a few months ago, my wonderful wife Lucy gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Cannot wait to find out who the father is. I am so excited. I'm pretty sure it's me because, statistically speaking, millennials have less affairs than other generations. Isn't that cool? I don't think it's an ethical thing. I think we just delete the apps and we don't know where to meet people. That's... Honestly, if my wife has an affair, it's going to have to be on Facebook Marketplace. Like, she buys another couch, I'll get suspicious. If you have an affair on Facebook Marketplace, you don't even have to change the messages. You could just be like, still available? Someone already came. That's so easy. I also think, older generations are looking at us millennials not having affairs and they're just thinking, oh, no one wants to work anymore. That's the problem. They're not getting out there. The other reason that my wife and I don't have affairs, I think, is because we're dorks and no one really hits on us. Like a big night out for us is staying at home, playing Uno. And a really big night is we play Uno Flip. Oh, have you heard of Uno Flip? It's Uno on one side of the cards, then you flip them, completely different game of Uno on the back. And you just spend the whole night flipping back and forth. Damn. That's the closest thing to swinging we'll ever get. That is the speed we're at. Here's an example of my wife and I being dorks. We were on our honeymoon in Greece. We went down to the beach and Lucy put on a adorable bikini, went for a swim. I stayed on the shore to protect my sandcastles. And as she's swimming in the crystal clear Greek waters, I got worried because I'm like, no, these Greek Adonises with their beach bods are going to hit on her. I can't compete with that. They're going to steal her away from me. And as she's swimming, looking so gorgeous, she just looks at me and goes, hey, babe, I'm a seal. I'm like, our marriage is safe. We're going to be okay. That was the night she got pregnant, I think. I love SeaWorld. What can I say? I'm very proud of her for going through pregnancy, by the way. Oh my goodness, it made me realise how much I've underappreciated mothers. Now, I don't mean to pander, but let's be honest, Mother's Day and Father's Day should not be equal things. Mother's Day is like you grew a whole human inside yourself and squeezed it into existence. Father's Day is like, and you were very helpful too. Mother's Day should be the full day. Father's Day, 7 to 10 minutes max. No longer than it took to become a father. Maybe 20 to 30 for some of you. I don't know what stamina you're working with. It's an exciting time having a kid. A lot of people are excited to ask you questions like, oh my God, do you know what you're having? Do you know what you're having? I'm like, yeah, financial burden. Oh my God, it's insane. Like, I read that by the time a kid is 18, they'll cost you $1 million. Now, Lucy and I did the budget. We got to cut him off at 4. We're not getting that far. Like, I don't know if I can provide for him. Here's what I think, right? If you ever read an autobiography of a great person in history, it always starts the same. Like, we didn't have much growing up. That's what I can provide for him. A rags to riches story. Some adversity. It's crazy expensive. Even a babysitter, some of them are $40 an hour. You go out for 4 hours, that's $160. That's insane, right? I'm trying to be thrifty. I'm looking up return flights to Adelaide, $70 on Jetstar. Perfect. I'll put him on the plane, have our night out, pick him up on the way through. He gets frequent flyer miles. That's his inheritance. That's how you got to do it. There's a lot of pressure on pregnant women as well. When Lucy was pregnant, all her girlfriends asked, babe, when you're in labour, are you going to have the epidural or are you going to have a natural birth? No, don't you want to have a natural birth? Like, ladies, if you want to have one, power to you, but don't put pressure on other women. You don't find out someone's going to the dentist and go, oh, you're going to have the painkillers or you're going to have a natural root canal? No, don't you want to feel connected to your tooth? Don't you want the full root canal experience? My wife requested the epidural the day she found out she was pregnant. She's like, you plug that thing in, leave it in there till he graduates high school. I want to buzz the whole way through. People give you advice as well. All my male friends, my proper, men friends, gave me a lot of man advice. They couldn't even say pregnancy terms, by the way. They couldn't say pregnant or labour or birth. They had to use man terms like, oh, so I heard Lucy's up the duff. She must be in the drop zone. How long till launch? Hey, we're not working on a spaceship. But their advice was like, mate, your responsibility as a dad is just to work. Work all day, every day, for the rest of your life. If you never see your family, that's ideal. I'm like, oh my God. My cool inner city hippie friends are the opposite. Like, just so wild about it. They're like, oh my God, Simon, birth's amazing. Have you got enough crystals? I'm like, yeah, I got enough crystals. How many? None. I think that's enough. No, birth's amazing. You got to get right up in there. It's so beautiful. You know what you should do? You know what would be amazing? You, when the baby's born, you should eat the placenta. I'm like, wait, why would I eat the placenta? It's full of nutrients. I'll have a muesli bar. I'm a vegetarian. I'm not going to get back into eating meat starting with a placenta. I'm going to try fish and work my way up to cannibalism. Let's all calm down. I learned a lot during the pregnancy on how to be a good partner. And I'd like to present all the lessons I learned in a little segment called Things Not to Say to Your Pregnant Wife. Hey, babe, when you're wearing a jumper that comes halfway down your pregnant belly, it makes you look like Winnie the Pooh. End of segment. That's everything I learned. That's all the lessons. Don't do that. So stupid. I thought it was cute. It was stupid. She got me back, though. A week after my son was born, I was up feeding him at 3 a.m. It was so dark, I was so tired that I stumbled into the wall and I smashed my toe and I broke it. And in the morning, Lucy was waking up, still recovering from the birth. I said, babe, I broke my toe. And she looked at me like, good. Do it without the epidural. When you have a baby, they give you a lot of pamphlets. And I have a favourite. My favourite pamphlet when the baby was born that they gave us was 1 page. And all it said was, don't shake the baby. I read that, I'm like, what kind of monster would shake their baby? And at 3 a.m, after breaking my toe, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I got that pamphlet. Very, very useful. So much pressure on parents to make the right decisions. When you have a baby, you have to decide what diapers are you going to use. Are you going to use disposable diapers? Are you going to use cloth diapers? I did the research. If you use disposable diapers, you're killing the environment. But if you use cloth diapers, you want to kill yourself. That's the research. I'm a millennial. I will do anything to combat climate change unless that thing is a little bit inconvenient. That's it. I realise that having a kid is the worst thing I can do for the environment. That's why I'm a vegetarian, to offset my carbon emissions. If we have a second kid, I'll have to become vegan. If we have a third kid, I'll have to eat the first one. I don't know. I'm trying to help. There's a lot of pressure. Medical pressure. Am I doing everything right for my child? I asked the doctor, how do I know if my son has a peanut allergy? She said, oh, you give him peanut butter. I'm like, what if he dies? She's like, well, then he's got an allergy. I'm like, surely there's a better system. You want the best education for your child. You want to get them ready for college when they're 6 months old. So you want the best daycare. There's two different kinds of daycare. There's the boutique fancy daycare. You walk in, there's a cloud of mist. And there the educator is there. And they're wearing nothing but 100% cotton. And they're just like, the children will learn 8 languages and all be lawyers by Friday. And you're like, yes, that's what I want. You look at the price and go, I'll just go to the local state one, that's fine. You go, what have you guys got? They're like, we have a wet sand pit and a dry sand pit. You're like, oh, great. What do the kids eat for lunch? Whatever they find in the wet sand pit. You're like, that's where he's going. So much pressure to do the right style of parenting. Like, the older generations, the greatest generation, they had a very hands-off approach to parenting, right? They were like, have a bunch of kids, wish them all the best. That was their approach. The greatest generation, my grandparents, they came up with the song 5 Little Ducks. You know that song? Yeah. 5 little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck went quack, 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 and only 4 little ducks came back. Just so you know, she didn't go out looking. She had 4 ducks now. Then it gets to 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, if your kid falls asleep before that song is finished, it's just a horror story about a woman losing her family. Very hands-off, the older generations. That's why the baby boomers became helicopter parents. They did the opposite, right? They were like, no, we're going to do everything for our child. We're just going to make sure that they're never hurt, never injured, they don't experience any adversity. I'm going to do everything for them, and they're going to build no coping mechanisms so they have to deal with that in therapy in 30 years. That's what we're going to do. That's why my generation, we're trying to work it out. And I looked at what the experts are saying on TikTok, and that's where they are. They said the best kind of parenting is gentle parenting. That's what we're doing now. Gentle parenting. You never raise your voice. Even if the child is only 6 months, right? You never raise your voice. Even if they don't have language yet, you don't touch them without their consent. No? If they're in trouble, you just blow them to safety. Just... They don't understand your words, but you just use a gentle tone. Just go, hey there, fella. Hey there, Mum and I would appreciate if you went the fuck to bed. That's gentle parenting. My friend asked me, what style of parenting am I going to use? I'm like, oh, a bit of everything. He's like, really? Would you ever hit your kids? I'm like, oh, dude, that is up to them. If they just behave, then no. When you're having your first kid, other parents like to terrify you. And what they'll do is they will say 800 horrible things about being a parent, and then at the end, as they're walking off, just sort of one soft, general positive thing. Like, oh, first kid, say goodbye to sleep, mate. No, even when they're older, you're picking them up from parties, worrying about them all night. You're not going to have any money anymore. Life is expensive. Oh, my God. Do you know what concert tickets are? Oh, and forget your job. You're not going to have any more career ambition. No, there is no way forward for you. You're going to be tired and broke and sad and miserable for every day for the rest of your life until you die. Best thing you ever do, though. Best thing. You're going to love it. It's a joy. Now I appreciate, now that I have a kid, I don't have a lot of time. But to be fair, I'm a self-employed millennial. Before I had a kid, I had too much time. Before I had a kid, the majority of my day was spent unsubscribing to emails. That was a big day. That's a lot of work, unsubscribing to an email. You click it. Goes, are you sure you want to unsubscribe? And you're like, yes. Well, do you want to manage your preferences? I guess so. Well, you got to log in. Well, I forgot my password. Well, you got to reset your password. All right. We've sent you an email. That's the opposite of what I wanted to happen. You open the email, they're like, here's a verification code. I'm like, what do I do with that? They're like, take it outside. What? Take it outside. There's a man in a robe with a beard. Tell him the verification code and he will give you the sword of destiny. Take the sword of destiny to the tallest mountain and slay the troll. And the blood of the troll will seep down the hilt. Stand on the summit and scream your verification code into the air. And an angel will descend from a cloud. His name is Alessandro. He will wrap his wings around you and he will hold you close and kiss you passionately and say, are you sure you want to unsubscribe? be like, Alessandro, I don't know how you got my email in the first place. I used to be the guy who opened every email. You know, there's two kinds of people. People with a clean inbox and people with that little red square with 7,000 unread emails. I used to be the first guy because I'd open every email. I'd enjoy every email because every email had a bit of personality. Like if you got a free trial for a streaming service, I like that email because it's a very seductive email. They write it to be sexy, don't they? They're like, hey, big guy, do you want a free trial for a streaming service? I'm like, yeah, I'd love a free trial. What's your credit card? I thought you said it was free. I just want to look at it. Send me a photo. Seductive email. I really like a security alert email. Those are so funny, aren't they? They're so neurotic. You know when you log into an account from a different browser and this security alert email screams into your inbox in such a panic like, oh my God! What's wrong? Someone just logged into your account! Oh my God, from where? From your house! I'm in my house. Are they still there? No, it's just me. They used your laptop. I'm on my laptop. And your password! I'm pretty sure it's me. Are you sure? I'm sure. Here are 9 photos. Tell me which ones are traffic lights. My house is chaos now with a baby, and we have a dog. A few years ago, we took a mortgage out on a cavoodle. If you don't know, a cavoodle is a cross between a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel and a bucket of cash. It is a fancy dog. Oh my goodness, we need 3 bowls. We need food, still, and sparkling. It's a fancy dog. Does anyone else have a cavoodle? Yeah? What did you pay for it? 3,000, that's pretty good, right? They can go for like $6,000, these dogs. And they're very like affectionate, but also needy. So when we had our baby, my dog was jealous and he was constantly barking. So my son's like crawling into the bedroom, my dog's barking. So I tried the spray bottle, spray water on them for a bit of discipline. That didn't work, he was just loud and wet. My son gets into the bedside table drawers. I'm like trying to stop him, the dog's still barking. So I tried the can of air, you spray air in their face. Great, now he just looks like he's in a Mariah Carey video clip. Hair blowing in the breeze. Then my son gets into my wife's drawer and I'm like, no, that's Mum's toy, don't break that. That would put a lot of pressure on Dad. The dog's still barking, so I'm like feeding him cheese. That's the only thing that stops him from barking, just cheese, cheese, cheese. Then the vet tells me off and says, you can't give the dog that much cheese. I'm like, lady, it's either cheese or chocolate, but that dog has to stop. But the vet tried to tell me, like, it's our fault for not training the dog before the baby arrived. The vet told me, before the baby gets here, take the dog for a walk with the empty stroller so he gets used to the idea of the baby. Yeah, try walking around the neighborhood with a dog and an empty stroller as people walk past going like, oh. They're not going to let me have a baby after that. This was the craziest day we had. I was changing my son's diaper and the dog's barking and I'm just ignoring the dog and focusing on my son, being in the moment. And as that was happening, the dog jumped onto the table and ate a diaper whole. And I freak out. I call the vet. I'm like, what do I do? The vet's like, oh, yeah, that's going to absorb him from the inside out. I'm like, no! So I like race to the vet. I'm holding my baby. And then as soon as we get to the vet, they immediately induce vomiting. Not the dog. I just looked at the bill. I'm like, whoa. They pump the dog's stomach. They pull the whole diaper out. I was so relieved we got in there just in time. It cost $600. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. I love my family. I love my dog. It's all good. And as soon as we got home, I opened the door. The dog bolted back in, jumped back on the table, and ate a second diaper! So if anyone would like to buy a dog for $1,200 for a cavoodle, that's a bargain. But I don't judge my life based on money or material things. I judge it based on achievements. And I'm proud to say, a few months ago, I stopped taking antidepressants. And I am back on them because my son vomited on my favourite shirt and I cried. So I'm back on them. Well, I came off because when I had my son, I'm like, I want him to know the real me. And then I thought, nah. I want him to know the put-together me. You don't do that with any other illness, do you? Like, you don't hear people with diabetes going, no, I don't take insulin. I just want to be the real me. You know, dead. I know why I'm on antidepressants, by the way. It's because my parents are both 5'6". That's the main reason. But throughout my childhood, my parents encouraged me to play basketball 3 times a week for 10 years, dreaming of being in the NBA when they knew full well I would never grow tall enough to open the freezer without standing on a chair. That is not fair on a child. Baby boomers loved saying things like, you could do anything you set your mind to. Really? Grow another foot and turn black? I don't think so, Mum. If my son ever picks up a basketball, I will kick it out of his hands. I'll be like, follow your realistic dreams. Yes, you can be in the Olympics, but it's gonna have to be admin. It's not gonna be the good stuff. Now I realise that I'm up here complaining about one dog and one baby. Would anyone else like to vent? Who's got like 3 or 4 kids? Anyone got, yeah, how many?
I've got 4.
4 kids? Can we beat 4 kids? You got 6 kids? Some stepkids?
No, full blood.
Full blood, like we're talking about muggles or something. Full blood. The chosen one. Voldemort, not Harry. You have 6 kids. So well, give a round of applause. 6 kids. I appreciate you, Gabby. I'm sure you're listening to me, one dog or one baby are like, rookie numbers. I appreciate it. All right. I'm going to tell you about the 2 biggest life-changing moments I've ever experienced. The first was when my son was born. Not exactly when he was born. It was a few moments after. So my wife, Lucy, gave that last push, and out came that purple swollen alien thing. And if you've never seen a newborn for the first time, you're looking at it like, are they going to fix that? Like, they've got like a cone head and a flat face, and they're all purple. It's so weird, right? And then, no, it's not what they look like in the pamphlet. So the doctor's holding my beautiful son and turns to me and says, Simon, would you like to cut the umbilical cord? I'm like, yes, absolutely. I was so excited. This is my duty as a dad. And they give me the little scissors and I grab that string of calamari and I cut the umbilical cord. And the moment that I did, an alpha male appeared. He's like, that's not how you hold the cord, mate. You gotta let the cable do the work. Just find the loop. The second biggest life-changing moment happened a few weeks later. And it was pretty chaotic. Having a kid is, it's full of sleep deprivation. Now, you've heard this before from parents. If you've never experienced the sleep deprivation of a kid, it's like when you walk into a room, you go, oh, what did I come in here for? It's like that. But you walk into a room, you go, oh, why the fuck did I have kids? That is the feeling, like you're constantly just having micro naps because you never get a full sleep. You go to the fridge, have a micro nap, open the fridge, have a micro nap, shut the fridge, you're covered in cottage cheese, you don't know how it got there. Right? It's just really intense. And the reason it happens, it's not just because the baby wakes up and is crying, it's because you never fully get to sleep because you're unsure of what the right baby sounds are. Right? They don't sleep like adults do with this is how babies sound. Oh, thank God, right? Oh my goodness, right? You're just constantly just poking them to make sure they're... Is it wiggling? Yes, great, right? It's really intense. So you're sleep deprived. I had stopped taking antidepressants. The dog was going crazy. I was just overwhelmed. And I was getting to the point where I was about to have a breakdown. But before I had the breakdown, I checked my emails. So it helps calm me down. And I opened an email and it was offering me some work in Sydney. And I just thought, oh yeah, I could sleep on the plane. I could sleep at the hotel. I'll sleep on the plane on the way back. This is perfect. I'll ask my wife. So I turned to Lucy and I used some gentle husbanding. And I said, please let me go. I'll do anything. Let me go. I'll do all the cooking. I'll do all the cleaning. I'll give birth to the next baby, please. And Lucy was amazing. She said, of course, you've been awesome. You can have that night. Just make sure you book the latest flight possible to get to work on time. I'm like, absolutely, no problem. The day comes along, I'm cleaning the house, I'm locking the diapers up, I'm doing everything I need to do to keep it safe. And I call an Uber to get to my flight. And the Uber cancels. I'm like, oh, that's not good. The next one cancels. I'm like, what are they doing? Are they driving past, seeing me with vomit on my shirt, going, yeah, I'm not picking him up. Finally, the Uber comes. I'm late now. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm going to miss my flight. If I miss my flight, there's no point of going. I'm not going to get my sleep. I finally get to the airport. The line of security's so long. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm on edge. I'm worried my gate's going to close. I go through. I forgot to take my laptop out. They make me go around again. I'm panicking now. My gate's about to shut. I get through security again. And then a security guard comes up to me. He's like, excuse me, mate, we're just doing the random bomb test. If you can just come over here. And I was so sleep deprived and so anxious that I said no. And I ran. I just ran. My toe was broken, so I'm limping, right? And I finally get to the gate, and the woman's shutting the gate. And I'm like, no, please let me in. She goes, sorry, the gate's closed. I'm like, it's open. She goes, it's basically closed, but it's literally open. No, I'm sorry, it's shut. We can't let you on. I'm like, I have a child. She's like, with you? I'm like, no, I'm trying to escape. She was like, all right, hurry up. Come on, get in. Thank you, lady. I run onto the plane. I run down the aisle. I find my seat. I sit down and I am so relieved. I was so happy I was about to have my sleep. And as my eyes start to shut, I see walk onto the plane 3 police officers. Now, some people ask me after the shows, hey, is that story true? Yep. So I'm watching these 3 cops come down the aisle and I'm freaking out. I'm starting to sweat and shake because I've never been in trouble before, right? I'm a goody two-shoes. I don't know where that expression comes from. I've never heard of a naughty no-shoes. But I used to be a Boy Scout. I was a Boy Scout even for the Boy Scouts. Like on Scout camp, I saw some boys smoking and I told the camp leader. And they gave me a badge with a picture of a rat. That's how much of a Boy Scout I am. I used to be an altar boy for the Catholic Church, right? I did everything for the church. I vacuumed, I dusted, I burned incriminating documents, whatever they needed. I saw some other altar boys drinking the sacramental wine. I'm like, hey, that's the worst thing you could do in the Catholic Church. So anyway, I'm on the plane. And the cops are coming down the aisle and I'm panicking. And the cop up the front has his phone out and he's showing people down the aisle, have you seen this man? Have you seen this man? Have you seen this man? Finally gets to me, shoves the phone in my face. He says, have you seen this man? And it is a grainy security footage photo of my face. So I have to do my best Oscar-winning performance, like, no. Very handsome, but no. And the cop behind him, she had to say, Dale, that's him. I'm like, great, Sherlock's on board. They grab me from my seat, they grab my bag, they pull me off the flight, they take me to the police station at the airport and put me in an interrogation room. And it's just like you imagine. It's white and it has like the mirror on the side and the 3 cops are standing over me. And you know 2 of these cops. The first cop is good cop, right? Very nice guys. Like, don't worry, mate, we'll get it all sorted out. The second cop, she was bad cop. Oh, she looked at me like, you're fucked. She had a big tattoo on her neck and she just, like, I could read her face. It just said, I killed my ex-husband. And I got away with it. But the third cop was the worst cop I've ever met. I'm not sure if you've ever come across a cop like this. I hope you never do. This cop was disappointed dad cop. Oh, bald head, big arms and a pop belly, hand on his hip like, mate, I've done some dumb things in my life. That's how you know an alpha male in Australia. They speak from the gut. Life. I'm a beta male. I speak out of my nose like, g'day, you having a good night? Yeah, sound like a bird. Yeah, 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 yeah. Alpha males in Australia, life. I've done some dumb things in my life, but that's the dumbest thing you could have done. I could have you banned from every airport for the next 5 years. I could have you charged and you will be convicted because we have you on camera and you will not be allowed into other countries for the rest of your life. And I just start crying. I feel so miserable. I feel so guilty. They take my bag, my keys, my wallet, my phone. They leave me in the interrogation room alone for 5 hours without a break, without a phone call, with no food. And I just feel terrified, but I also just feel ashamed. Like, what have I done? I've just become a dad. What kind of role model am I? I'm about to be charged as a terrorist. This is horrible. I can't believe I've done this. Like, how did I get to this stage? I'm not going to be allowed to go overseas, right? I won't be able to use my Costco membership to its full potential. My son's American. What if he moves there? I just feel absolutely ashamed. And after 5 hours, disappointed dad cop comes back in by himself. And I was a bit worried he might like take his belt off or something. I don't know. He's going to punish me. I don't know. But he gave me my bag back, my keys, my wallet, my phone. And he said, we all do dumb things when we're new parents. And I think, oh, they must have broken into my phone and seen 7,000 photos of me with my newborn baby. So we've had a discussion here at the station. We've decided that you're quite white. So clearly not a threat. So we're going to let you off with a fine, just as long as you don't do anything stupid like that again. And I was crying, and I stood up, and I gave him a hug, and I was just like, I'm so sorry. He's like, it's all right, mate. I'm like, I'm really sorry, Dad. He's like, what? I'm like, never mind. And that was the second biggest life-changing moment for me, because 3 very important things happened in that interrogation room. The first was that I had a very positive male role model to look up to. The second was that I realized I need to look after myself to be able to look after other people. If I take care of my own mental health, my own sleep, my own exercise, then I'll be in a good state to look after my family. And the third thing that happened in that interrogation room was that I had the best sleep that I've ever had in my life. That's a show. Thank you very much, Melbourne. Thank you for coming out. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's not free. Can you go to the link and put some money in? Like, we had to pay for the lights and this audience. They're actors. They didn't like this. I'll leave you on this. I'm very grateful you're here. I've been doing comedy a while now. When I started comedy, I promised my parents that I would make enough money from being a stand-up comedian to one day pay off their mortgage. And I'm so glad I'm doing this tonight, because today is officially the day that I've given up trying. I'm Simon Taylor. You're amazing. Thank you. Have a great night. Peace.